Hi everybody, I'm Jessica Nicole Dickerson, aka JND, and welcome back to another video. And yeah, welcome to day 4 of Contemporary-A-Thon. Wait. So I've had an interesting start to the day. Sadly, I could not go to the gym because I had to finish 3 plays for my class, and I finished them all. I've read one this morning. I woke up pretty early to read it, and they were all pretty good, but I'm a little sad because my teacher didn't think our discussion was in-depth enough, and so he assigned us a paper. And I don't mind doing a paper. Literally 2 pages. Totally fine. I've read the play. I totally don't mind doing the paper, but I do feel sad because I feel like you don't want to let a teacher down, especially when you like them. Like, I love my teacher. So yeah, I feel bad. So I'm gonna make sure this is a really meaningful and well thought out essay about the play The Balcony by JND. But yeah, so I technically read 3 plays. So I read, but I still have an hour left in Color Me In. Gosh, I really need to finish it. Not even an hour, I think it's like 40 minutes. So I am going to work on uploading yesterday's vlog, do the thumbnail and stuff. That's probably going to take an hour and a half. And then I'm going to listen and finish Color Me In. The only other thing I have to do today is at 2, I'm meeting up with my group to start blocking a scene that we have to present Monday. So yeah, I'm excited. The week's kind of coming to a close. Oh, it's been a long, stressful week just because of that paper. Just so many little elements of things that I had to do, and I feel like I didn't prep well enough the weekend to like actually just focus on reading. Instead, I've been reading plays and getting ready for school, and that's what is life of a student. Hopefully these vlogs are still interesting enough. I don't think I have a discussion question for today, so I'm going to tweet out if anyone has any questions for me so that I can answer some of them. Yeah, and it's great. I've been loving the responses that I've been getting from all my videos. I can't thank you enough, man. You're the real one. Okay, I'm gonna stop blabbering and do the thing. You see what I did there? I have great news. I finished Color Me In by Natasha Diaz, and I gave it 4 stars. Of course, I'll go into more detail in my monthly wrap-up, but basically it was a great story talking about how it's hard to explain, because basically this character and what makes her so complex, besides being biracial, she's also passing for white. So that means people will treat her differently. And like when she goes into a store with her uncle or her mom as a child, or even as a young adult or a young woman, people will question, like, do you feel safe? Like, are you okay? Because of the contrast between her and her family members. And it's just interesting because it talked a lot about how white passing and how you have status that you could use to help, but at the same time allowing others to speak for themselves. I thought the ideas behind the book were so good. I thought it was written pretty well. My only kind of critique, what kind of took it away, besides the fact that I didn't find the story itself, the plot, to be super engaging. Like, I wasn't completely like die-hard fan of this girl, mostly because I feel like I wasn't too invested in the main girl because she was a little bit on the complainy side. So if you like a character, or if you don't like characters who are kind of complainy, you might have some trouble with her. It's understandable though. It's justified what her dad did, what they're asking of her to do. It makes sense. She's just a little whiny, and you know, I feel like some moments were a little rushed. Like there's a moment with her and her boyfriend when they have like a problem, and I feel like it escalated very quickly and it also de-escalated very quickly. So yeah, those are my feelings. But it still was such a great book, and I feel like for certain people it's going to really, really touch them. I'm not white passing. I haven't had that situation, but my mom sometimes has had that situation, like walking around with me and my siblings. They're like, I could see how some people who are in that situation will totally relate to what this girl is going through. I related to being the whole biracial aspect and conflicting with the two, and I feel like what I really, really appreciated about this is that, because I also talked about this in my class last semester, because I always thought it was very interesting that as people get more diverse, I am Cuban and black, people tend to think that that limits you, but now you only relate to Cuban black people, like if you are both, black being African American, and that's like your corner of the universe and everyone else is different. But it's like, no, I relate to anybody who is black and anybody is Cuban, and if you are both, then I relate to you a little bit more, but you are opened to different people now. If I was just black, I'd only relate to black people, but no, I'm black and Cuban, so I now have so much more available to me. So it's like thinking it of cultures as less of a crossroad and more of a availability. I feel like people feel as though they are being isolated into a corner when they should feel the opposite, you know? Like you are now more open to the world than anybody else. So yeah, I really liked that. That was kind of mentioned in this book. It wasn't as complex as a narrative, but I still very much enjoyed it. And on top of that, finishing a book, I started a book. So I finally started The Marriage Clock by Zara Rahim, and I am, how many pages in? I'm 89 pages in, and it's only like 6:33. I have to reread a play because I have to costume design and have my final costume designs for tomorrow done, and I only have like 3 characters designs done, and I need to do like 4 more. But I'm gonna do that in the next couple hours, and whilst I laze about, I shall read. I am enjoying this. It's very interesting. So far, I thought this was gonna have a fake dating trope. Right now it's not. It's just like a time crunch to find the perfect fiance, basically. She has 3 months until her parents' their like 20th anniversary or something, and they made a deal that she would have a prospect, like a husband in place by then, or else she's gonna have an arranged marriage. The girl is very kind of whiny, unrealistic crybaby, but not crybaby, but she just has really high expectations. Like she really is holding to her Bollywood standards of love and romance, and I think that's really gonna hinder her, and I feel like it's gonna hit soon. But yeah, so far, very interesting. I like the dialogue between her and her mom, but it is kind of looking like a 3-star where it's just like, oh, it's okay, it's cute, you know? We'll see. It might have a zinger after a page 100. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, so I have coffee. It's good. I also like my mug. It says, shh, no one cares. So actually, I think I'm going to wrap up the vlog here, and then tomorrow morning I'll update you if I read any more of The Marriage Clock and things like that, just so this vlog isn't too long, because this clip is already like 10 minutes. And I haven't even done my discussion questions yet. Oops. So, let's get into the first question, or just topic. Paige commented on my last video vlog. Thank you, by the way, for commenting. So, okay, so her question is, what book made you a die-hard reader? If so, can you answer the question about what was the first book where you legitimately identified with a character? Like, say yourself in a character in a book. Interesting. So, what book made me a die-hard reader? I think I'm going to have to say the book that made me an avid reader was Red Queen. After Red Queen, I picked up what's it called? Glass Sword and King's Cage immediately after, and then I dove into a bunch of other books, like the 3 Dark Crowns series. Like, I started to really get into fantasies. I before then had read things like the Divergent series and The Fault in Our Stars and some more like popular YA books, but Red Queen made me an avid reader of like I need more. I also have to give credit to Fangirl. Fangirl was the first book that I really read that like I felt seen, because Kath and her sibling relationships and things like that, how she found herself, I definitely related to her, feeling very isolated. I had a very interesting first year at college where I felt very isolated, and I didn't end up continuing at that school and had to leave schools and like figure out what life was or what I wanted out of my life. So yeah, first character that I identified with is probably Mare from the Red Queen series. She is of color, but she was the first girl that I really saw myself in, because she just wanted to survive. She even for like happiness sake wasn't even that concerned about it. She just wanted to, you know, let's get things done, let's move on, like what do I need to do? And I am very much of that same mindset, that for a long time I didn't think about, you know, like, oh, what makes me happy? I was just like, move to the next project, move to the next project, move to the next project. So it's very interesting to see this girl who was so angry and so true to herself moment to moment. And also, like, I love a love triangle. So to have two boys kind of who were in love with her, and actually I think there was 3 boys who were in love with her, and as she was being crazy, and like I always wanted to be an explosive person. I am normally that person that everyone thinks is like super happy and super content with the world, and I'm definitely a glass half full morning person. I'll come hugging and screaming and making funny noises at you when I see you, but I definitely get sad and I definitely get upset, and I feel like somehow I've trained myself to that it's not okay to be those feelings, or that I need to push those feelings down. So it was really interesting to see a character always on the edge of her seat, fighting for what she believes in and not scared about what other people think. But beyond Red Queen, I will also say that another story that really touched me, a less popular book that I really love and identified with, was Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. 100% could not talk about this book more. I need to reread it, actually. I really should. It's so amazing. It's, I don't even know how to describe it. It touches my soul. It's a girl who is going to a private school on scholarship, and the opportunities she's given at this school are very much like, oh, you can tutor students, or you can help out this program, or TA, or, you know, and other kids are getting opportunities to go to like France, or like they're going abroad, and she like applies to these things and is like the best student in the class, but she is stuck tutoring because they're like, oh, well, this opportunity is good for you. And it also just talks a lot about white friends, because I think people don't realize like what it's like to be a person of color. Of course, everyone's life is different, and I never imply that anybody has the same life, but it's always so interesting to see how toxic some friends can be, and how communication is so important between relationships, especially if you're from different cultural backgrounds. I think it's really important to not make assumptions about people, any person, no matter any background. Also, so many layers with her mom, and she ends up, the main girl ends up getting like a adult sponsor, and there's just so much. The communication is so good. It's such an amazing story, and I love it deeply, and not enough people are talking about it. Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Please put it on your TBR. Purchase it from Amazon. Yes, do it. Okay, I'm gonna quickly answer one more question, because now the clip is like near 20 minutes and I'm still rambling, and oh, my bad. Okay, the next one is from Crescent Pages. Oh, she's been commenting on all my things. I love you. You comment, I see you. You a good person. Okay, so she said, good luck with my work, thank you. And she says, it's not really a discussion topic, but I'd love to know some characters that you love and that inspire you. Also, maybe share a book that has sentimental value to you. Okay, so Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Is it ready? Read it. You already know. You already know. Another book that has a lot of sentimental value is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. It's written so well. It is so funny. It tackles so many issues. It is and I love it because the main character has privilege and he still goes through these things. You have to read it. It's written so well. It's somehow funny and also terribly tragic at the same time. And I heard there's a sequel coming, which is great because the end of Dear Martin just leaves kind of a conversation piece of like, what do we do now? Like, we now see this issue. How do we tackle it? And I loved it so much. Yeah. I'm like so excited. I'm like, yeah. I say those two books are so sentimental to me. And I met Nick Stone at Y'all West. I think, yeah, Y'all West this year. She's dope. She's dope as fuck. So I support that girl. She great. She great. Okay. And what else did she say? Oh, and characters that love and inspire me. Ooh. I feel like that's really hard because I don't know if characters inspire me. Like, I guess you could say Mare again. She kind of inspired me to be more truthful to myself. I don't know. I don't really get too attached to characters. I think I get more attached to the whole like world because it's fiction, so I tend to really like the circumstances and things like that. Does that make sense? Probably not. But yeah, oh my god, thank you guys for the questions. I've been rambling. I really hope you like these discussions. They're fun. You guys get to know me better and my hair looks good, so I feel like it's a good day. Okay, I'm done talking. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave more discussion, comments, or questions down below if you're interested and want to know about things. Fun facts. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You know that thing? All those YouTube things. You should do them. Support me. Obviously. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.